Hello everyone, welcome to the online class. Previous class we discussed about terrestrial plants and terrestrial plants further classified into four types. These are plants in deserts, plants in hills and plants in marshes and plants in plains. We also discussed about features of these all types. The features of plants in deserts. Also we discussed features of plants in hills and plants in marshes. Also plants in plains. Okay. Today we shall going to learn about aquatic plants. What are the characteristics of aquatic plants? Okay. Aquatic plants. Aquatic plants. Now we shall discuss about aquatic plants. Aquatic plants, plants that live and grow in water are called aquatic plants. These type of plants only live on water. Also you go on water only. Aquatic plants that live and grow in water only. These type of plants only live and grow in water only, not on land. Such a type of plants are called as aquatic plants. What is the meaning of aquatic plants? Aquatic plants that live and grow in water only. Such type of plants are called aquatic plants. Okay. Aquatic plants grow in ponds, lakes, rivers, streams and oceans. These type of plants grow in ponds. Ponds, lakes, streams and oceans. Aquatic plants means ಅವು ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಿತಾವ. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅವು ಬೆಳೆಯೋದು ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಅವು ಇರೋದನ್ನು ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವು ಬೆಳೆಯೋದನ್ನು ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಂಥ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನಂತಾರೆ? ಅಕ್ವಾಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್. There are three types of aquatic plants. In aquatic plants are further classified into three types, which are floating plants, fixed plants, underwater plants. Aquatic plants are further classified into three types. One is a floating, another one is a fixed plants and underwater plants. Have you clear about aquatic plants? Aquatic plants only live and grow in water only. Such a type of plants are called aquatic plants and further classified into three types. Floating plants, fixed plants and underwater plants. First one, floating plants. Floating plants. Second one, fixed plants. Next one, underwater plants. Underwater plants. Aquatic plants further classified into three types: floating plants, fixed plants and underwater plants. Okay. Now we shall discuss about floating plants. Before start, here one box is there. Do you know? Phytoplanktons are some of the simplest plants found in the ocean. Phytoplankton, it is a plant. It is found in ocean. Although they are very tiny, this type of plant size is very tiny. These plants account for a maximum produce of oxygen. It produces a maximum oxygen in water. Okay. Next, floating plants. Floating plants. Which type of plants are floating plants? Okay, now we shall see about that. Floating plants. Okay. Floating plants float freely in the water. It is a one ball. Here some water is there. Floating plants like that. These type of plants float on a water. ಅವೇನು ನೀರಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ತೇಲ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತವೆ. Floating plants float freely in the water to float easily on the water. These type of plants float easily on the water because they have a less weight. They have a light weight. These plants have the following adaptive features. What are the features have such a type of plants? The features of floating plants. They have a small and light bodies. Their size is small and also they have a light weight. Their bodies are very lightweight and their size is very small that can float. So these type of plants easily float on water because their size is also small and their weight is also lighter. So they easily float on the water. They have small and light bodies that can float. They have small size bodies and also they have a light weight. So these type of plants easily float on the water. It is the first characteristic or first feature of floating plants. Example, these type of plants are Wolffia and duckweed. Which are Wolffia and duckweed are the example for floating plants. Okay. Floating plants float freely in water. These type of plants float freely in water. And also, what is the features of these type of plants? They have a small and light bodies. Their size is also small and they have a light weight. So, these type of plants floating easily on water. Second feature. Some plants have a spongy and air-filled stem. Some type of plants have a spongy type. If you ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಒತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. That type of stem. And also air-filled stem. Air-filled stem is like that. It is an air-filled stem. Some plants have a spongy and air-filled stem. This makes them light enough to float easily. It makes these type of plants float easily on water. For example, water hyacinth. Water hyacinth is this type of plant that has a spongy and air-filled stem. It easily float on water. Okay. Is it clear about the floating plants? Okay. Floating plants float freely in water. They float freely in water and also they have a light weight and also they have a small in size. So this makes that plants float on water. Is it clear? Okay. Next, fixed plants. Next one. These plants have a roots that are fixed to the bottom of a pond. Suppose it is a pond. Its roots fixed to the bottom of the pond. This pond. For example, this is the root of this plant. It is fixed to the bottom of the pond. Okay. These plants have roots that are fixed to the bottom of a pond, but most of their vegetation is above water. Some part is below water, but most of the part is above water. Is it clear? Suppose it is a tree, its other part is above water, like that. It is a pond, it is a water. Some part is below bottom of the pond, other part is above pond. Such type of trees are fixed plants. Okay. These plants have a root that are fixed to the bottom. Its roots fixed to the bottom, but its other part above water. Fixed to the bottom of ponds, but most of their vegetation is above water. They have a long, hollow, flexible stem. And with a broad and flat leaves. Its leaves are very broad Okay. Flat leaves that float on the surface of water. The upper surface of the leaves have waxy coating. Waxy coating means gum type coating. These type of leaves have a waxy coating. It means gum type of coating. Waxy coating and stomata to absorb air. These leaves have a stomata. These leaves have a pores. So these pores absorb the air. Lotus and water lily are example of such a plants. Lotus and water lily are example for fixed plants. Okay. Is it clear about fixed plants? Fixed plants are the plants. Their roots are bottom of the pond and other part is above the water. Okay. Then its roots is flexible and hollow. Its roots flexible as well as hollow, and its leaves are broad and flat type. Also, it leaves coating of waxy type. It has a waxy type coating. Leaves has a waxy type coating, and also breathing takes place with the help of stomata. Is it clear? Okay. Next, underwater plants. These plants remain completely submerged in water. Here. Floating plants is a lake. It contains some water. Floating plants are there here. These plants are float on water. It is a floating plant. Is it clear about floating plants? Okay. Next, fixed plants. It is a pond containing some water. Fixed plants root. It is root there in bottom of the pond, but other part of this plant is above the water, like that. Next, underwater plants. These type of plants, they completely submerged in water only. These type of plants, they here. These are the plants. These completely submerged in water. Such type of plants are called underwater plants. Is it clear about underwater plants? Underwater plants are completely submerged in water only. But fixed plants are up. Some part is below underwater, but other part is completely above water. Floating plants are float on water only. Okay, is it clear? Have you got a difference between these three? Okay. Underwater plants. These plants remain completely submerged in water. Completely submerged means completely water ಒಳಗೆ ಮುಳುಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾವೆ. Okay. These plants remain completely submerged in water. They have a narrow and thin leaves. Their leaves are very narrow and very thin and flexible stem. These type of plants have a thin leaves and flexible stem. Okay. That offers little resistance to water currents. These leaves offers the it resists the water currents. Okay. They breathe through their body surface and do not have a stomata. These leaves do not have a stomata, so these type of plants only breathe with the help of their body surface. Hydrilla and tape grass are example of such a plants. Underwater plants, the hydrilla and tape grass are the example for such type of plants. Okay, is it clear? Aquatic plants. Aquatic plants means they live and grow in water only. Aquatic plants means aqua means water. So aquatic plants means they live and grow in water only. Is it clear? Further classified into three types. These are floating plants, fixed plants and underwater plants. What is the nature of floating plants? Floating plants float freely in water. These type of plants float freely in water. Then what are the characteristics of these type of plants? They have small and light bodies. These type of plants size is very small. Then its weight is it has a little weight. So they have a lightweight plants. So it has also they have a light weight, so it is easily float on water. Okay. Next one, fixed plants. These plants have a root that are fixed to the bottom. These roots are fixed to the bottom, but other part of this plant is above water. Such plants are called as a fixed plants. Example, lotus and water lily is the example for fixed plants. Okay. Next one, underwater plants. Underwater plants, these plants are completely submerged in water only. Completely submerged in water only. For example, hydrilla and tape grass is the example for such a plants. Is it clear? Okay. Next, here let us do. Box is there. Page number 105. Okay. Look at the picture below. Write D for the desert plants. If in this picture, if it has a desert plant, write down below D. If it is a plain plants, write down P. If it is an aquatic plant, write down A. Okay. First picture, it is a neem. Which plant it is? It is a plain. It is a plain plant. So write down P here. What is P? Write down P. First picture, that is neem. It is a neem. So write down P. Because it is this plant grow in plain place. Next also P. Next one is an aquatic plant. It is a lotus. So write down A. After that, it is a cactus. It is a desert plant. So write down D below this picture. Like that. P for first picture, P for second picture. Lotus is the aquatic plant. So write down A. Cactus is the desert plant. So write down D. Here. Write down P, and it is also growing plain. So write down P. These are aquatic plants. Write down A. It is a desert plant. So write down D. Is it clear? Okay. Now time to answer. Here one match the following activities there. First column, duckweed. Second one, lotus. Then hydrilla. Column B contains a fixed plant, underwater plant, floating plant. Okay. Duckweed. Which type of plant it is? Duckweed. Duckweed is a fixed plant or underwater plant or floating plant. It is a floating plant. So duckweed goes to C. Duckweed goes to C. Then lotus. Lotus, is it a fixed plant or underwater plant? It is a fixed plant. So lotus goes to A. Lotus goes to A. Hydrilla. Hydrilla means it is an underwater plant. Make a mark to hydrilla to B. Is it clear? Okay. Okay children. Now I stop the video here only. Is it clear about aquatic plants? Okay. If you have any doubts regarding to this chapter or this content, you can call me. Okay. We shall see other type of plants in next class. Okay.